Well, hello, hello, hello. I'm Sam Peterson, old gay trans man with bad teeth who loves knives. And I'm the author of 2 books, Drunkie, Transgender Junkie, and Sugar, a Memoir of Craving. And I love knives. I already said it, but I love them so much I'm going to say it again. I love knives. And I'm not here to rate them or tell you about the newest, the bestest, the fastest, the kapowest. I'm here to queerly share my queer love of knives with you. Like and subscribe. I was sitting on the phone with T-Mobile, like you do, when I started preparing for this video. Why is switching or canceling internet service so hard? I had to lie to one company and tell them I was moving to the woods. I literally did this. And I was going off grid just so they wouldn't pester me or charge me extra. Oh my God. True story. You know what else is a true story? I saw this lovely ZT, zero tolerance, for those in the know, blade online for pretty cheap. It was one that I had before, I thought, and I really missed it. Alas, alack, 'twas not the Sinkevich 0452 that I had imagined it was in titanium. Turns out there's a reduced size version, the 0450. I have really got to read the fucking details, man. I am so sloppy about that. I can't tell you how many knives I have now purchased with only one firing mechanism. And that is generally not really okay with me. Although this one loves. Look at this little guy. It almost has a Tonto blade there. Can you see that? The blade shape on this knife is superb. It has just a wisp of a recurve. You can just barely see it. And the flat ground edge just slices through, baby. The steel is, of course, S35VN, which, as you may or may not know, not a big fan of, only because I have so much of it. However, for this knive's applications, S35VN would be just fine. I don't enjoy sharpening it. It's not easy to sharpen. However, this is very austere for a little guy, very plain, very Quaker, very sit on a hard bench for an hour and a half and think about your life kind of aesthetic. Which is interesting because Sinkevich is renowned for very spointy blades. Not that this isn't spointy, but that have a kind of a tactical vibe to them. His blades are always very slicey. Does this have a tactical vibe? I don't know, maybe so. What do you think? I think it just has that yeah, it does. Having opened this vid with a nod to unpleasant adult tasks, I received the Spyderco Paramilitary 3 back from Spyderco's shop, along with a very unsatisfying official letterhead piece of paper, which basically said, yeah, we don't really do anything for already modded knives, but what do they say, sharpened and tuned, whatever that means. Tuned. It's not a guitar, people. I know, you can tune a knife, you can tune a fish. So they had tuned and sharpened it. Yeah, we don't really do anything for modded knives. We don't even care to touch them, so we just send them down to George in the basement and let him practice his sharpening skills. That kind of vibe. So they had tuned and sharpened it. This Spyderco was the one that I had traded for the To Your Wrath on off-site. Not on anybody's site, off-site. And that's the danger they're in, right? I really have to be more careful and look at the description and look at the pictures, because I did see that it was missing a screw, and I thought, oh, that's not a big deal. I bet I can get a screw. That's what she said. Stupid. I get so compulsive when I see a knife I think I want that everything else just clouds my mind, and all I can see is this sort of dark aura through which the knife appears. Oh, good sense can go sailing out the window, and that's true for too. That's also what she said. Anyway, it turns out to be a very cool blade, despite missing a screw. I had thought it was missing a pivot screw, but it looks like maybe the previous owner, put some screws in there that just, maybe they fit the old scales because they're very small. You see that? Very small pivot screws, and they sort of blend in to the scales themselves. So I thought that it was missing pivot screw entirely. Anyway, it just turns out to have been closely embedded into the black of these thicker aftermarket scales. Paramilitary seems to be a great knife. It fits my hand so much better than the Para 2, which just felt like pointlessly oversized. The way my thumb and forefinger curl around the scales towards the top is terrific. Alliteration. See that? That's just really nice to me. I don't know if I've ever experienced a fit quite like this in a knife, and it's lovely. I really like it. Even though dude lost the scale separator and screw, these aftermarket G10 scales are thebomb.com 2010. I like a thicker experience in my hand. There it is. And those skinny Spyderco FRN scales just don't cut it for me. That's why I gravitated towards these post-modded knives, like my Sage 5 and aftermarket scales. Aftermarket aluminum, also alliteration. I think this Spydie will end up being a very good work knife. I've been really beating on my Berg blade, Sweeney Altum, and it's time to let up on it, because that is a really, really nice knife. It's too exceptional a knife to be cutting naughty bamboo shoots rising out of the dirt and gravel. Yes, I have naughty bamboo. The first user may have Frankensteined this beater together, but it does seem to be holding up. It's a very handsome knife, so I think I'll just let go of my disappointment and embrace the coolness of the scales and the sticky sliciness of this edge, which is incredible. You don't get much better than that, really, do you? Yeah, I emailed the guy and I said, hey, if you were a good person, a good human being, you would send me back my knife and we would just pretend this never happened, this swap. And he was like, yeah, not that good of a human being. Not gonna do it. So I am resigned, I am consigned, and I am okay. Happy long weekend, goofballs. I love you. I'll see you soon. It's funny that the song stuck in my head this morning was Ramble On.